The basics of negotiating. The definition of negotiating is the ability to motivate someone that's favorable to your objectives. In other words, to persuade someone. So what are some of the most important factors of negotiating? As I mentioned in the introduction, one of the most important things is the person that you bring yourself to the negotiation. You should be calm and reasonable. You should have a structured presentation. Don't get too hung up on that idea. The idea of that just simply means that you should know what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. So another thing, try not to be tired. Okay, fatigue is your enemy in negotiating. You know, there's an old saying, "I'm never wrong when I'm angry," which is especially true for me. And when I'm tired, my core coping strategies, think about what happens when you're tired. You're a little impatient, you rush things a bit, you get frustrated more easily, you say things you don't think you mean later, and a lot of things get sideways on you. So it's probably a real good idea if you need one to take a little cat nap before you do an important presentation or an important negotiation. So watch your alertness level, look for lack of fatigue, and this is really important too, this is going to sound a little goofy to you until you see it play out, but don't be afraid to repeat yourself, okay? Sometimes a lot of people believe that the essence of really good negotiating is skillful repetition going back to certain points. So one of the things you'd like to know up front, if at all possible, is the circumstances, a careful and thorough examination and accurate representation of power. It's really important not to overestimate your power or underestimate it, but overestimating it is really a big problem. I'll tell you a story from my early days. I got a full price offer that I thought my sellers were going to be absolutely thrilled with. So I went skipping into the appointment expecting people to give me hearts and flowers. And as I walked in the room, I saw people looking a little more serious than I expected. And I thought, uh-oh, something's wrong. And when we sat down, they said, well, this happened way too fast. It's scaring us. And not only that, we think you probably sold our house for less than what it's worth. Now, that was the last time that I was unprepared for that possibility, because it happened very early in my career, and it was a great learning lesson. And the lesson was, expect the best and prepare for the worst, okay? So shore up your situation, understand that you never know what's going to go sideways on you. I've had an aunt or an uncle or a grandpa pop up at these negotiations, and all of a sudden things go sideways very quickly. So try to envision I don't want to say the opposite side. What are they thinking? What's their situation? Get any insights you possibly can about that. And constantly watch. One of the advantages of having a great presentation is that you know what you're going to say, so you don't have to sit there and make it up as you go, which allows you an opportunity to concentrate. And you want to use that concentration to pay attention to the other side, to take a look at what's going on. Body language doesn't talk. When people go like this, when you're talking, chances are that something you said frustrated them or created some resistance. You can observe those things and adjust to them if you're well prepared, but constantly be looking for shifts in attitude. If people are quiet, this is important, when people are unresponsive or silent, interpret that as if they're not understanding what you're saying or they need more clarification. A good way to pause and take a look at that possibility is to say, Carl, help me understand where we are right now. Do you have questions? Do you have some concerns about what we've discussed so far? Patient, kind, conciliatory, open. You have to have the courage to be open and vulnerable in these high stress situations in order to get them done properly. So those are some ideas, some introductory ideas. Watch your alertness level, do a good presentation. Always prepare for any eventuality, any landscape that they create for you. And take your time and take a look at who you're looking at all the way through the process. This will help you a lot. So thanks.